My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers. I live at 3102 Center Hill Road, Acre, Mississippi, 38841. I am still under attack by Scientologists. So let me explain what Scientology is. There are more than 3 dimensions. This is a fact. There are 12 dimensions in total. These dimensions reside within the particles of the matter that creates this universe. It's on the inside of it. It looks like inward expansion. That's the best way I can describe it. So we have biology in these extra dimensions. 12 dimensions worth of organs and tissues attached to us. You can't see it while you are alive. We utilize this biology first while we are alive. Every biological function we have requires extra dimensional biology to work properly. Everything. From thinking to eating to breathing to sleep, sexual intercourse, feeling our nervous system functioning properly, defecation, just being able to relax in general, heartbeat, breathing, digestion. All of these biological functions are controlled by extra dimensional biology. You couldn't function without extra dimensional biology attached to you. You'd be dead. So the human genome produces a 12-dimensional humanoid designed to live in outer space. We can fly in the afterlife. We have a head covering that has 2 horns. We are Anunnaki. That is the human bloodline in the human afterlife experience. When you die, you live on. You fly into outer space as a horned being. We are Anunnaki. So Scientology is the practice of utilizing this extra dimensional biology before you die. They remove it from themselves, and they use technology and techniques to turn them into upper dimensional vehicles, biologies which they can drive through the upper dimensions, also known as aliens. So there are humans on Earth at this very moment driving aliens through our environment. There are thousands upon thousands, if not millions, of aliens and surrogates and extra dimensional organisms on this planet. We can't see them. They reside in the extra dimensions, the inverse. This is Scientology. Chill, baby. It's okay. Chill, baby. Chill. Let's go. Chill. So there are a group of people on Earth driving aliens onto my location, and they are using these aliens to harm me and my family. They have removed most of my extra dimensional biology, like over 90% of it. I can barely function at all anymore. I can't sleep. Even eating feels irritable. It irritates me. It's like my digestive system ain't working properly. My sexual organs don't work properly. I can no longer achieve an orgasm. My vision is blurry. I run out of breath easier these days. I have brain fog, dizziness, loss of memory. Uh, I'm lethargic, and my thinking is cloudy. I'm in pain a lot. And they're doing the same thing to my animals. Sissy and Coco. Sissy, that's Coco. They're doing the same thing to my animals and my other family members. And this gets worse. So now I had to explain a phenomenon in our universe called entanglement. There's this entanglement property between our third dimension and our extra dimensions. If you remove a piece of extra dimensional biology, no matter where you take it in the universe, you are still in that body part. What appears to me that is happening is this phenomenon occurs because the particles in which we consist of, all 12 dimensions, have an electron shell. So these particles, these atoms we consist of 11 or 12 dimensions. And the electron shell travels around all 12 dimensions. And when you cleave these dimensions, whenever you remove some of the dimensions away from this particle, it's like it stretches the electron shell. It doesn't break the electron shell. The electron shell will continue to go around all of your atoms in the same fashion that it always has, even if you get cleaved. So they have removed most of my extra dimensional biology and have it in their possession. And they have done the same thing to my animals and other family members and friends. They are doing horrible things to our extra dimensions. They're doing things like filling it full of parasites, big worms with teeth, foreign objects, torture devices, putting it in tanks full of acid. They can do things they call locking it out of entropy, which I'm not sure what that is, but it's bad. And then they can do something that they call make you fall. What they do is they put a hole in space-time, which is possible in the upper dimensions, and they push your body parts out of it. They push your extra dimensional biology out of this hole they have created in space-time. Your biology begins to fall through space-time. In this space-time, there's matter there. There's something there. It creates a friction while you fall on your skin. It's like a rug burn all over your entire body. It burns while you fall through space-time. And you can't get it back. It takes some of the best possible candidates we have to even attempt at remedying the situation. And they always resort to violence in the end. Instead of trying to get us back to safety, they try to destroy the biologies because they're down in a hole. So they start blowing holes in space-time so they can get to it. And then when they get to it, they do things like rip out brain tissue and nervous tissue and body parts off to try to kill me in the afterlife. That's how they remedy the situation. All day today, they have been showing me in my mind space and telling me about the experience little Sissy and Coco was supposed to have. They are doing horrible things to their extra dimensions. The same thing they're doing to me. Parasites, foreign objects, torture devices, technology, acid, locking it out of entropy, dropping it down space time, putting it in holes. They're doing the same thing to my babies. And they make me witness it. So, what actually occurred today was I got harassed and tortured again. Uh, they started assaulting and removing brain tissue and nervous tissue today. I made a video explaining what they were doing to me, and they stopped. And then they started on about Sissy and Coco. They harassed me badly all day today, telling me how they're going to get away with it, how they're going to put me to death, torture me to death. Oh, it's going to be so fun. They laugh a lot at me, smile. They show me their joy. They make faces at me. They're delusional. One, this technology has a narcotic-like effect upon the users. They run energy through their neurons and glands. This elevates neurochemicals such as dopamine, and it elevates hormones such as testosterone. It has an extremely narcotic-like effect upon the user. And they are also abusing substances on top of this. They're twacked out of their heads, delusional, psychotic, extremely irritable, quick to become violent, petty, jealous, greedy. They have toxic masculinity. They are experiencing something akin to roid rage. Now they all have a God complex. They think they are above the law. No one polices the outer dimensions or the upper dimensions, the inner dimensions or interdimensions. No one polices the aliens. They do whatever they want to. They rape, torture, murder, molest, kidnap, harass. Yes, abuse. These twacked out Scientologists have been killing people on Earth since the 60s, since the 50s and 60s. And it's always the same story. People go to bed one night and they wake up in the middle of the night having an out of body experience. Either they're flying or floating or someone's picking them up. And it's usually has to do with a spaceship, or they come into the home. And this can all be explained by Scientology. Yep, they're their alien forms. Scientologists create aliens. They can make you hear voices. They can give you telepathy using technology. So they install technology in these people's brains that allow them to hear and communicate with the aliens. Out of body experiences, telepathy, waking up in the middle of nowhere, not knowing how you got there, missing time, that's explainable. Surrogates. So this technology that gives them the ability to drive their alien forms also gives them the ability to drive other organisms. They can drive humans, animals, insects, and worms in any dimension, even third dimension. There are Scientologists on the planet driving other humans, third dimensional humans, at this very moment. Some of these people are government agents. Some of them are politicians, business owners. If they needed to control your behavior for some kind of decision or uh, some kind of gain in the past, it's possible uh, they turned these people into surrogates. I know they have. They have turned friends and family into surrogates to get close to me. They have assimilated police officers to try to get me in trouble, thrown in jail or whatever. So I'm just checking in. I just got off work at Ole Miss University. I worked the games there: football, basketball, and baseball. We had a baseball game today, and they followed me to my place of employment. They started assaulting me and harassing me. They started removing biology, nervous tissue, brain tissue, and nerves in my back and in my neck. And then I walked outside and made a video. They stopped, and then they went on to start torturing me again and harassing me, showing me them torturing and murdering my babies. And their excuse was they were trying to get me to have a bad thought. They say I've had bad thoughts in the past. I can see into the extra dimensions, and there are people dressed in military and police officer uniforms in my house at this very moment, mutilating me and my babies. They claim to be police officers and military personnel. Sitting here watching my babies suffer, then knowing if they die, they got to go to hell to be tortured in the afterlife also. Yes, I've had bad thoughts, but I also called them, picked up the phone and dialed them. Hey, did you know this is going on? Over and over and over again. Telling them how people in America are using classified technology to harm other Americans. And I also do psychotherapy. I have studied uh, psychology and conditioning. I know how to condition the brain to be able to achieve behavioral outcomes. So while you were sitting there saying, well, he had a bad thought one time of taking on the whole military, he was going, he was going to blaze in or bust in and start tearing down. Yeah, I had a bad thought like that. They were torturing my babies and me at the same time and harassing me. My mother is in hell. My sister's in hell. My sister's kids are in hell. My dad is in hell. My stepmom is in hell. My babies are in hell. I am in hell. We are all being tortured in the upper dimensions. Then they show me doing this to me. So they have this pain control or shielding. They put me in acid or drop me out of space time and I start burning. My skin starts burning all over, pain. And then they show me them putting a shield up. So they have some kind of technology or some kind of technique that allows them to block the pain that our upper dimensions go through. From our third dimension. So they can hide the pain, the sensations, and everything uh, from a third dimensional human. They can take your extra dimensional biology to a remote location, cover it up, they call it a shield or some kind of membrane or something they can put in between you and your extra dimensional biology, and it dampens the pain. Sometimes it removes it completely, but then you're left with function loss. You're no longer functioning properly. They had to remove your ability to function, to be able to. Your nerves feel dulled down. You feel numb all over, like half of your body parts don't work anymore, especially brain tissue. I can tell I don't have near as much brain tissue as I used to have, especially when I sleep.